Hey everyone, welcome to the Book Nook. Today we are going to talk about a fantasy book called The Stardust Thief by Chelsea Abdullah. This book is the first in a trilogy. So this just came out recently in May. It's wildly magical and quite the adventure. You know, you need to hold on to your butts when you read this one, that's for sure. So the story centers around this woman named Luli Al-Nazari. She is known as the Midnight Merchant, who is technically kind of a criminal. She hunts and sells magically enchanted items that are enchanted by these entities called the Jinn. If you're not familiar with the Jinn in mythology, what they are is they're an intelligent spirit who can take on the shape of either a human or an animal. They can also possess other humans in certain cases, and then they also have magical powers. The humans really want and basically lust after these magical items that the Midnight Merchant provides. Where her story kind of kicks off and intersects with the royalty of the land. There's a sultan who rules over the land. He has 3 sons, and the one son, his name is Mazen, and he sneaks out and kind of gets into trouble, and the Midnight Merchant, or Luli, she ends up basically saving his life. And it's somehow this also draws attention to her, and there was some other stuff happening for why the Sultan's eye was caught by her. The Sultan wants a Jinn enchanted relic that he's wanted for quite some time and is looking for. In this land, people do not like the Jinn. They hunt them and they kill them, and with the Jinn, their blood is silver, and when they die, flowers and trees and beautiful nature springs up from nothing. And this seems to be a desert kingdom, so there's a lot of desert around, but when you see oases and stuff, that's where Jinn have died. So the humans do not like the Jinn don't really like the humans. But, you know, there's always shades of gray, of course. The Midnight Merchant, her bodyguard, is a Jinn, and they are very tight, and, you know, they look out for each other. But he's usually in his human form. So she catches the eye of the Sultan, and the Sultan basically brings her in, and he's like, I want you to hunt down this relic, and if you don't, well, we're just gonna kill you. So she doesn't really have a choice. There's no choice here. And the reason he wants this relic, it's basically a genie's lamp, and whoever commands the lamp commands the genie, and he intends to basically use this Jinn and just get rid of the rest of the Jinn. That's what he wants to do. So, you know, obviously she doesn't feel the same way about Jinn that the Sultan does, seeing as how her bodyguard is a Jinn. You know, they're like, well, they have to go do this or she'll die. So the whole thing is like, do you think they're actually gonna frickin' give this guy this lamp so he can do that? Who knows? Who knows? You gotta go on the journey and find out. Like I said, this book is a trilogy. And it was very captivating. So she has to go on this journey. Going with her is the son of the Sultan, Omar, who is the king of the 40 thieves, and these are all Jinn killers. They hunt them down, they kill them, and he's to go with her. And then one of his top 40 thieves, Aisha, she's to go with them too. So basically they have these babysitters, and Omar is really freaking horrible, and he's basically this evil a-hole son. The son that she saved, Mazen, is of definitely a different nature. His mother was killed by a Jinn, and she was well known as a storyteller, and he's also kind of like a storyteller as well, and they weave these beautiful stories. And throughout this book, there are several of these tales. It's like the tales of the Arabian Nights. That's one of my few complaints about this book, where they have the stories. It's really freaking hard to see them because the pages are gray. I have bad eyes, so was that too fast? I'm you can see it. The lighting down here makes it look better than when I read it in my bedroom, but it's kind of hard to see it. So they have like these two babysitters that have to go with them, and the Midnight Merchant frickin' hates the Omar, and Aisha is kind of standoffish and brutish and just, you know, it seems like it's gonna be a rocky, thorny journey. This is an excellent start to the trilogy. It was so magical and woven so eloquently, and the stories that are interlaced are beautiful. The characters you grow to love and loathe, and the writing style, it flows beautifully. I was reading it, and at one point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read one more chapter, then I gotta go do this. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish the book because I can't stop reading it. And it just like was so enrapturing, and I just love magical books. I love them, and I love them when they're done right. This book was awesome. I gave it 4.5 stars. The only reason I did not give it 5 is because those stories are hard to read with the gray frickin' text. They should have did that differently. I mean, you could still have like the parchment, just make it a little lighter because it was hard to read. And it left off on such a cliffhanger. Oh my god. And that's not a bad thing. It makes me want to read the next book like as soon as it comes out. And I hate that it's probably going to be a couple years or a year till the next book comes out. I don't know. Oh, I need to know, who is the Stardust Thief? Well, I know who the Stardust Thief is, but I can't tell you. You gotta read this. If you like fantasy, this book is awesome. This is a random book I picked up at the library, and it just, I don't know, like, it sounded really magical and fantastic. I love me some magic. Yeah, so if you're interested in this book, I will have a link down below. That's an affiliate link. A little bit goes to me, and then some goes to independent bookstores as well. Also, if you like magical books, the next video coming up after this one that'll be right here will also be another very magical book that I have a review for. Definitely check it out. If you had fun hanging out, boop that like button. Come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more books. Yeah. More books, more books. Do you have any more books? So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye!